Hi, today I'm gonna show you how to set up code versioning for Salesforce projects. So I need three things to do this. One is a GitHub account, the second one is a Salesforce org, and third one is Ant migration tools. So I created a brand new repository on GitHub. So I will use this repo to pull all the code in my Salesforce org and import the code into this repository and use this repository for all the development changes I do on a daily basis. So let me clone this repo into my system here. So I will clone this repo. Let me remove so so this is a brand new repo without any files in it, so that is why you are seeing this warning. So this is an empty repository, so I'm going to add the content by pulling the code from the Salesforce. So before going to the Salesforce org, I want to set up my custom git config because I have two GitHub accounts configured in my local system. So I want to make sure I am using the correct config file for this repo. So let me copy .git config .git config. Okay, so now I am inside the repo, so I don't have anything here, so I only have a hidden .git directory. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a new file here, let me add a readme file, readme.md file. Readme, so let me close. So we have one file here. I want to add this. Now I will commit adding readme file. So I have added first file into this git repo. So now the next I will push these changes to my remote. So if you go to remote GitHub repo, if I refresh this page, this is still showing nothing. So I need to push my local changes to the repo. So I just use git push. So it is pushing to the master branch. So from my local master to it is pushing to the remote master. So let me go back to GitHub and refresh the page. So yeah, here it is. So it is showing a new file readme.md here, and added by this user, and this is the commit message adding readme file. So we are ready with a git repo that we can use uh, to to store Salesforce code. So now the next thing we need is a Ant migration tool. So you can download Ant migration tool from any Salesforce app. Just go to Salesforce org and search for tool in setup menu. So there are three different types of tools. So I think if you click a force.com tools and toolkits, you will find a link to migration tool. Here is a link, force.com migration tool. So you will have a link here. So this is the recent spring 17 release. So if you click the, you will down it will download as .zip file. So I already downloaded this file. So this is, if you extract the file, this is how the extractor file look like. So when you extract on migration tool, it comes with predefined, like it comes with sample codes and different directories here: code package, my package, remove code package, and there is unpackaged directory. So every directory, if you notice, every directory has a package.xml here, and with the different for directories under the main directory. So the important thing here is like these two files, the build.xml and build.properties. This the builder properties is used to define your connection to your Salesforce org. Like if you look at this screen, this is having a SF username, SF password, and the server URL. So if it is a production, use this URL. If it is a sandbox environment, then use the test.salesforce.com. And remember here for Salesforce password, because you are accessing from a third-party application, like this is, you are accessing outside the Salesforce. So always you need to use your Salesforce password plus your security token. So without security token, it will not allow you to log in, allow you to execute any and migration command. So I have a skeleton directory that I generally use for any Salesforce code. So here is a template. So what I did is like I just copied uh, these and build properties build.xml file into a proper structure, and also the execute the jar file. So if you look at this sf-org-template directory, this is how a Salesforce code look like. So I created a build directory. Under the build directory, I have build.properties and build.xml. So so this is my shortest version of build.xml file. So I'm going to demo on it to the uh, and commands here. So and inside the bin I put the jar file. So let's uh, copy all these build directory into my new repo. So I'm gonna copy and build. So if you look at this SF demo, I got a build directory with all of these files under the build. So I have a build.xml defined here and the jar file inside my new repo. Now let me pull the code from my Salesforce org. So for that, now I am going to run a command. First I will show the command like I have two and targets defined here. One is to retrieve code, the other one is to push the code to my org. So I'm gonna retrieve the code first. So now I will go to build directory. And I will run and retrieve code. So before running this code, if you look at the current repo here, SF demo, this is only having build directory. So this build actually contains all the stuff related to your migration tool, but and it's a readme file. We don't have any code from Salesforce. So I'm gonna run this command and see what it will do. I got an error here, invalid directory specified. Okay, so I need to create a directory src. I haven't created that, so let me create a directory here. So I'm using a directory name called src to store all the Salesforce code. So you basically you can define a, like, you can change this directory. You can put any name which you prefer. So for now I'm using src as a location to the Salesforce code. So now I'm gonna run this command again. Oh, should for a valid retrieve. Let me check why it is not pulling up the data. So I have build of XML. Okay, so I have not created a package.xml here. So before running any and migration command, we need to define the package. So package.xml basically tells the ants to uh, like what type of metadata you want to retrieve. So I'm gonna create I will just copy one of my package.template into this one. So, so I have a package. I defined three metadata types here. So if you look at this file, I have apex class, apex page, apex trigger. So when I run the command to retrieve the code, this is going to fetch all the apex classes, visual force pages, and trigger classes. So let me undo this. I will save this file and I will run this command. So this is a sample output how it looks like. So when you run a AND job, it will submit a job and it will give you the status of it, the job. So because I am pulling the code from a brand new Salesforce, it took a very less time to pull the code. Generally, if a org contains a lot of code, it takes like a within a minute or so. So let me go back to my repo here and so it created a new directory called classes, so where all the Apex classes are going to store on your local drive. So right now I have only one class in my org. So this is the class name is git demo setup. So that is why it has retrieved only one class into my local. So now I'm going to commit all this local code into repo. So let me do a ls here. So git. So this is my initial import. So I am also importing the build directory because this is needed in if you are in a if you are working in a team environment, like anybody can update the build tools here. Like if you want to define your custom and targets, then you can update build.xml file, and everybody on the team they can use the same build.xml to do your deployments or to retrieve the code from Salesforce org. So now I'm going to uh, push this to remote repo. So before pushing this, let me refresh the page here. So this is only having one commit so far. So let me push the local changes. So let me refresh this here. So now it is showing my initial import. It is added all the files, the initial files, the src directory and build directory with build.xml file. So now I'm gonna show you how to modify your Apex classes and push your changes to back to your Salesforce org. So let me open up my developer org. So I'm gonna let me open up the file here. So this is my empty file. So I'm going to add a method here. Boolean is even. I So I'm adding a method which basically takes one parameter, an integer parameter, and returns a boolean if like it will basically check whether a given number is even or not. So math dot map. Okay, so I added a new method which takes one integer and tells whether it is a even or not. So let me test this code. Um so 13 is not an even number, so it returns false for me. So this code is working. So let me pull these changes into my local repo. So if I look at my code in the local repo, so it is still having a empty class here. So what I will do is before pushing my changes, I will first run and retrieve command here. So from the build directory, and mm, I think I used a wrong retrieve code typo. So this is built successful. Let me check my class here. Okay, so I got the latest code from the Salesforce org. So now I want to add one more method here. So I will just add one comment here. So like I will save this. And now I will use the other and target I defined in my build.xml to push my local changes to back to Salesforce org. So now I'm going to run this command and deploy code, run local tests. So this target actually pushes your local code back to your Salesforce org, and it will also run all your local tests. Like if one of the tests fails, then it will roll back. It will not save your local changes to your Salesforce org. And so you have to have a proper coverage when you are running a local test while deploying your code through and so because this target specifically asking to run the local test. So let me try to run this. Yeah, deployment failed. So if you look at the message here, so basically it tells you you don't have enough coverage. That is why your deployment has failed. So now I will remove this attribute. So I will just want to deploy my code because I am deploying to my developer org. So I need not to execute my apex test all the time. So I will save this and I will rerun this command. So deployment succeeded. So this now we have successfully saved our local changes to back to the Salesforce org. If I go to Salesforce org and if I close and reopen this file, I will see the recent changes that I added. So these three lines I added from my local repo. So so before pushing, like generally when you push your code back to your development org and you do your testing, then the next step is to commit your local changes to the Git repo. So what I'm going to do is I will commit these changes to the remote repository. So before that, let me check the status. So I have these modifications. So I modified git demo setup, I modified build.xml. So I don't want to change build.xml. So let me revert git revert build.xml. Now it has not reverted. Git revert followed by, maybe I will try to revert from editor. So let me check the git status here. So I have only one file to modified file in my local. So what I will just commit my changes, updating my git demo setup class. Oh, before committing, I need to add this file. So let me come out from build directory. Now I will add a git add classes. So if I see my git log, so this is my recent commit updating my git demo class. So this is the only local change which is not pushed to uh, remote. You can check the status. Actually, if you run the git status, it will tell you the current status of your local repo. So this is basically saying your branch is ahead of one commit. So I need to push my changes to remote. So I just run git push. Done. So let me go back to my browser. So let me refresh the GitHub repo here. So here is the recent commit. If I go to src GitHub demo setup class, so I can see my recent changes. So yeah, this is the basic flow how you can do the core versioning setup using Git for your Salesforce project. So as I mentioned earlier here, you can add a more metadata types here to pull the data. So depending on your requirement, you can add a different types here, and by default, when you retrieve or deploy code, and will take care of what to deploy and what not to deploy. So you can refer to Salesforce docs for different metadata types here. There are so many metadata types that you can configure in your package.xml. So for yeah, that's all I have for now. All right. Thank you so much for watching my video.